Hello. Our topic for today is all about Lewis dot structure. So this time, we will be creating a structure using the Lewis dot principle. Okay, so let's start with the first example. Let's have the PO4 negative, or also known as phosphate. So the first thing that you are going to do in writing or in drawing the structure using the Lewis dot principle, first, you need to identify first the element present. We have phosphorus and oxygen. Phosphorus and oxygen. And then after that, get your periodic table and look for the valence electron of the two elements, namely phosphorus and oxygen. Get your periodic tables now, and then look for the valence electron of phosphorus. So, in the periodic table, you can see that it is 5. Very good. And for oxygen, exactly, it is 6. So, after identifying the number of valence electron in the given chemical compound, you are going to multiply that with the number of atoms present in a certain chemical compound. So here, for the phosphorus, you have only 1. Only 1 because of the, invisible 1 there. Okay, because of the invisible 1. So you have P, 1043 negative. So you are going to put here 1. Next is for oxygen. For oxygen, you have 4. Now do the operation. 5 times 1 you have 5. 6 times 4 you have 24. Next is add all the number of electrons. So we have 29. Next is add the 3 negative. Okay, so why is it na nahimo siya og plus 3 instead of 3 negative? So here, we will be dealing with the expected number of electrons in order to make the structure stable. Okay, so here, again, 3 negative, and it becomes plus 3 here. But if you have here 3 plus, so the opposite of 3 plus is negative 3 or minus 3. Okay. So now let's have this. 29 plus 3, you have 32. So after getting the expected number of electrons in the phosphate group, you are going to identify first the central atom. Okay. Kunin yung periodic table. So don't forget that in your periodic table, you can see there the electronegativity value. Okay. The electronegativity value will tell you kung sino yung magiging central atom. Take note, kung sino po yung pinaka-less, siya po yung magiging central atom. Okay. And another one way of getting the valence one way of knowing or identifying the central atom is by just looking at the given chemical compound. The smaller the subscript, siya po yung magiging central atom. So here, as you can see, you have phosphorus only one, and oxygen has 4 atoms. So you can see that phosphorus will be the first element to be right. Okay. So as you can see here, the phosphorus will be the first element na ilalagay natin. Okay. So after putting the phosphorus, how many oxygen yung ilalagay natin? So you have 4. Okay, you have 4 here. So yung mangyayari, i-distribute po natin si oxygen. Okay, how many oxygen again? You have 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you have there the 4 oxygen. Now, after putting all the 4 oxygen atoms, you need to create a bond. One bond, one bond, one bond, and another bond. Okay. So take note here that in every bond, there are 2 atoms. Always take note that in every bond, there are 2 electrons. So you need to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So ilan na po yung nagamit natin na electrons? So 4 po siya na bond, multiply that by 2. So 4 times 2, you have 8. Already 8 electrons na po yung nagagamit natin. So you are going to subtract that here. Okay, to the expected number of electrons. Okay. So, yung mangyayari po, do the subtraction. So, 32 minus 8, you have 24. Okay. So, yung mangyayari po, yung 24 na yan, okay, medyo blurred po siya. Okay. So, take note that yung 24 na yan po yung number of electrons na i-distribute natin throughout the structure following the octet rule. Okay. So, here we have, okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, you have there. Na-distribute na po yung, okay, remaining electrons. Okay. Na-distribute na po natin yung remaining electrons. So, andito na po siya in the form of dots. Okay. Don't forget na itong dalawang dots na magkatabi ay tinatawag na lone pairs. Okay. At ito po na line ito ay tinatawag po yan na bond. Again, sa bawat bond po may dalawang electrons. Okay. So, you have there. So, hindi pa po dyan nagtatapos yung pag-draw natin ng structure. So, in order to check if the structure is already correct, you are going to get the formal charge. So, paano po natin kukunin yung formal charge? Ito po yung formula na ating gagamitin. So, formal charge is equal to the valence electron minus close and open parenthesis, Be, or also known as the bonded electrons, plus the individual lone pairs, or ILP, or some references, they are also known as the non-bonding electrons. Okay, so yan po yung gagamitin po natin na formula in order to get the formal charge. Okay, the formal charge of the central atom, yan po yung target natin. The formal charge of the branches. Okay, the branches. Okay, or the branch atoms. Okay, so take note here, to be specific, lalagyan po natin yan ng formal charge of phosphorus is equal to, you have the valence electron of phosphorus, which is 5. Right, 5 there. Okay, going back to your valence electron of phosphorus. Okay, so now is minus. How many bonded electrons do you have? Okay, in phosphorus you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there, 4. Plus the individual lone pair. Since you don't have any individual lone pair for the phosphorus, so put there 0. Next is do the operation. 5. Okay, minus 4 plus 0, you have 4. And then 5 minus 4, you have 1. Always take note that the central atom must have 0 charge. Okay, 0 charge po siya. So, kailangan po itong si 1 magiging 0. So, anong mangyayari dahil may 1 dito? You are going to create another bond to the phosphorus going to the branch. Okay, so since you have 1, 2, okay, you have 1 lone pair here, so you are going to make a bond. Okay, so you are going to make a bond or create a bond. So instead of single bond na po siya, magiging double bond na po. Okay, so yan na po yung mangyayari, magiging double bond na. Now going back to the solution. So, magiging ito, same lang po si valence electron minus the non-bonding electrons. How many non-bonding electrons na? Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5 po yung ilalagay natin. Okay, plus since wala naman talaga tayong lone pairs there, so ilalagay natin 0. So you have 5 minus 5 plus 0, you have 5. Okay. And then 5 minus 5, you have 0. So 0 na po yung formal charge ni phosphorus. It means okay na po siya. So, 0 na po yung ilalagay natin. So, it means, ito po ay mawawala, magiging double bond na po siya. So, next is, hindi lang po si central atom yung kukunin natin na formal charge. Kukunin din natin yung formal charge ng mga branches using with the same formula. So, what is the formula again? What is the formula? So you have the formal charge is equal to the valence electron minus valence electron minus the bonded electrons plus the individual lone pairs. Okay, so you need to specify formal charge of what element again? Oxygen. So what is the position of oxygen? that we are going to get first. So, uunahin po natin si top. Okay, put top there. And then, after putting top, you are going to create an equal sign and going back to the valence electron of what element again? Oxygen. So, what is the valence electron of oxygen? You have here 6. So, write 6. Minus how many bonded electrons do you have? You have in the upper. Focus only in the upper. You have only 1. So, put 1 here. Okay, put 1 because you only have 1. Okay, that's why you have 1 plus the individual lone pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So you have 6. Next is do the operation. So 6, ilalagay po natin si 6. 1 plus 6, you have 7. So 6 minus 7, you have negative 1. Okay. So, yan na po yung formal charge ni oxygen sa top. So, ilalagay po natin si negative 1 here. Okay. So, yan na po si negative 1. So, next, kung kinuha po natin yung formal charge ni oxygen sa top, kukunin din natin yung, okay, pwede ka sa left, pwede ka sa right, pwede ka sa bottom. So, let's have the bottom. Okay, so formal charge of oxygen, what specific position? You have the bottom. Okay, so next, using the same formula, okay, yung gagamitin. So you have BE, VE, valence electron minus the bonded electrons plus the individual lone pair. So again, what is the valence electron of oxygen? That is 6. And then followed by the bonded electrons. How many bonded electrons? Only 1. So put 1 plus how many individual lone pairs do you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have put 6 there. So you have 6 minus, okay, 7. So 6 minus 7, you have negative 1. So put here, negative 1. Okay. So, tapos na natin sa top, tapos na po natin sa bottom. Now, let's proceed to the right. Okay, so we have the left, right. Okay. So we have the same formula that you are going to use. Same lang po. So FC of oxygen. So anong position? You have the right. Okay. So the same valence electron minus the bonded electrons plus the individual lone pair. So again, what's the valence electron of oxygen? You have 6. Next is the bonded electrons. The bonded electrons of the right. Since you have here double bond, 1, 2, so put 2 there. Lalagyan natin ng 2 yan. Next is how many? Okay, how many individual lone pairs do you have? Since you already transformed this two lone pairs to a 1 bond, so that's why you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You only have 4 individual lone pairs. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, dyan po natin kinuha si 4 na nilagay natin dito as individual lone pair of right oxygen. So, next, do the operation. So, you have 6 minus 2 plus 4, you have 6. So, 6 minus 6, you have 0. Okay. You have now 0. So, tapos na po natin si right. So, kukunin na po natin si formal charge of oxygen in the left position. Okay, you are going to use the same formula. You have valence electron minus the bonded electrons plus the individual lone pair. Okay, so take note that valence electron of oxygen is 6 minus the bonded electrons. How many bonded electrons do you have? You have only 1. Plus the individual lone pairs. How many individual lone pairs? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So put there 6. So you have 6 minus 1 plus 6. You have 7. So you have 6 minus 7, negative 1. Okay, lalagay po natin yan si negative 1. Kanina po sa right is 0. So ilalagay po natin yan si 0. Okay, so tapos natin kinuha yung mga formal charges ng central atom at yung branch elements. Now, yung mangyayari is kukunin natin yung total charge. Okay, the total charge, the formula in getting the total charge, so total charge is equal to, okay, the charge 1, okay, charge 2, charge 3, charge 4, and so on. Okay, so let's have here the total charge of the phosphate, the PO4 3 negative. So again, what are the charges present in the structure? You have 0. How many 0 do you have? You have 2. So 0 plus 0. And how many negative do you have? Oh, meron kang tatlo. So you have tatlo pong negative yun. Okay, negative 1 plus negative 1 plus negative 1. Okay, so yung mangyayari, you are going to add all the numbers. So negative 1 ay 0 plus 0 plus negative 1 plus negative 1 plus negative 1 will equal to negative 3. Okay, so negative 3. So saan po yan natin i-ano si negative 3 gagamitin? Okay, take note that negative 3, yan po yung superscript ng PO4 or the subscript group. So it means itong structure na to kailangan siya ng tatlong electrons to make it stable. That's why meron kang kin-add dito because you are getting the expected. So you need to put negative 3 here. So it means that nagbaro lang po tayo ng electrons. Okay, that's it. Diba? Madali lang yung pagkuha ng pag-draw ng Lewis-Dot structure. Okay, so diba from here to here, kung alam niyo lang paano gamitin yung mga different formulas, at kailangan also alam niyo kung ano yung formulas to make your solving